Hello everyone, welcome back to the second part series of our Fintech Mobile App UI in Flutter. In our last video, we built up the home page, which you can see here. If you missed that tutorial, you'll find a link in the description below. Today, we focus on developing the card page, and to achieve this, we will need to implement the functionality in the bottom navigation bar, which will allow us to navigate between different pages. So, with that said, let's jump right in. So within my project, I would like to group the files into widgets and pages over here. So I'll be creating a new directory called widgets. And I'll drag the action button and also the credit card widget in the widgets folder, and also the transaction list as well. So within the same file, I'll be creating a new directory called pages that will contain our screens, our individual screens. And within that pages, I'll be creating a new .dat file and name it as home. So within the main.dat file over here, I'll cut the home over here and I will paste it within the home page over here. So you need to import material.dat. Then I can paste that. So let's first. So we need to import the action buttons, the transaction list, and also the credit card widget. And you can see all the error is fixed. So when it's saving the changes. So within the home page, we need to modify the home over here, right? So below here, I'll be creating a new stateful widget and name this widget as the main page. So I'll get rid of the home page and return the main page over here. So in our main page, I'll be returning the scaffold. The body of this scaffold is going to return pages based on the selected index, right? So I'll create a variable of pages that's going to be of type list of widgets, right? So the pages folder is going to be an array of pages, right? And the first page is going to be the home page. So we need to import the home page over here. So within the scaffold over here, you can return the pages, and the pages need to be dynamic, right, based on the particular selected index. So I'll be creating a variable of the current index and initially assign it a value. Initially assign it a value of 0. So in current index, then the initial value is going to be 0. That's going to access the first index, which is going to be the home page. So the body of this scaffold is going to return the pages of the current index, right? So when saving the changes, you can see everything is working fine. So we need to create those pages as well. The mine card page, the activity, the profile, and also the scan page. So within the pages folder, I'll be creating a new file over here. So I'm going to name this file as mine card. So it's going to be a .dat file. So it's going to be a stateless widget, and the name is going to be mine card page. So for now, let's return a scaffold. And in our scaffold, the body is going to return a center widget. And the text is going to be a child of this center widget, displaying my card page. You come and work on it later. So I'll copy that over here. Oops. So I'll copy that over here. Within the main.dat file, we can import my card over here. So by default, this is going to have an index of 1 in case we navigate between the pages over here. So I'll be creating another .dat file, and I'm going to name this file as the scan page, right? That's going to be the floating action button in the middle. So I'll rename this widget to the scan page and changing the text over here to be the scan page. So once you have that, we need to save in the changes, and within the main.dat file, we need to import the scan page just like this. So we have 2 more additional screens to create, the activity and also the profile. So I'll proceed to create a new .dat file as well. I'm going to name this one as the activity, right? So it's going to be a stateless widget, and the name is going to be the activity page. So let's return a scaffold rather. So we'll be doing something similar we do by returning a center widget with a test as its child that renders the activity page. So the test in here is going to take in the activity page just like this. So in here we need to import the activity page. There we go. So we need one more file, that's the profile page, right? So within the pages folder, I'll be creating a new .dat file, and I'm going to name this file as the profile. So in the profile page, it's going to be a stateless widget as well, and the name is going to be the profile page. And I'm going to return a scaffold, and the body of this scaffold is going to be a center widget, and the child is going to be a test that displays the profile. So you start with a profile page over here and saving the changes, and we need to import the profile page as well in the main.dat file. So I'll import the profile page in the main.dat file. So these are our pages, right? You have the home, my card page, the scan page, the activity page, and also the profile page. So the next step is to add a functionality to switch between the pages, right? So for now, there is no functionality in switching between the pages. So below over here, so first of all, let's get rid of the bottom navigation bar in our home widget, right? So I'll get rid of that, and we create a new one within the main page. So within the main page, we'll be having the bottom navigation bar, and as usual, we are going to return the bottom app bar, right? So in here, we set the color to be colors.white, and also the child of this bottom app bar is going to be a row. We want to align the icons in a horizontal manner, right, which takes in the children. So over here, let's set the main axis alignment to be main axis alignment of space evenly, right? So we want it to be evenly distributed, and within the children over here. So what I would like to do is create a custom widget that return the tab item, right? So the name is going to be tab item, and the return type is going to be a widget. So in here, it's going to take in the icon, and also we also need a label as well, which is going to be of type string, and also the index, just like this. So this widget is going to return the icon button. So in here, we return an icon button, which comes with the on press and also the icon, right? So the on press over here will be the functionality to switch between the pages, right? And the icon over here is going to be dynamic, right? And we can pass in the icon. So it's supposed to be icon into brackets, then you pass in the icon, which is going to be of type icon data. So let's wrap the icon in a column, right? We want to display the label as well. So let's get rid of the cons in here. So below the icon is going to be the label test, right? So it's going to be a test, then we pass in the label, and that's going to be dynamic as well. So with the label, let's start the label, right? So with the test style over here, you can change the font size of the label, right? So the font size is going to be 10. It's going to have a value of 10. And also let's provide it a color over here. And the color is going to be based on our current index. Why is it not showing up? Actually, we need to place this custom widget in the main app, right? Yeah, this is how it's supposed to be. There you go. So we can access our current index. So the color is going to be based on our current index. So we check with the index that's being passed in, right? So if our current index is equal to the index, Then we render the primary color, right? So we can access that from the theme.offContext.primary color. Else we give it a default color of gray. That's going to be colors.gray. There you go. And also with the icon over here, let's also provide some color, right? And that's going to be based on our current index. We check if our current index is equal to the index that's being passed in. We are going to render a black color. Else it's going to be a gray color, just like this. There we go. So once we have our tab item widget created, right, within the row over here, we can return the tab item. So we need to pass in the icon, the label, and also the index. And the icon is going to be icons.home. We need to pass in the label as well. That's going to be the home. And this index is going to be 0. That's the first index. So I'll be creating one additional tab item and changing the icon over here. That's going to be the credit card icon. And the name is going to be my card. And we need to change the index to be 1 over here. So the third one is going to be the floating action button. That's different from the tab item we created, right? So the floating action button comes with on press over here. And also let's give this floating action button a background color. So this background color is going to be from RGB. That's our primary color over here, our seed color. There you go, as you can see. So the chart of this floating action button is going to be an icon, right? So you can access the icon using the icon into brackets icons dot, and the icon is going to be the QR code scanner over here. So in here we're changing the color to be colors.white. So with the floating action button, we want it to be fully rounded, right? So we pass in the shape, and the shape is going to be the rounded rectangular border, where you pass in the border radius. And the border radius is going to be border radius the circular with a value of 30. Let's save in the change. There we go. You can see our QR code scanner. So we need additional tab item over here. So in here, we need to change in the icon and also the name with the index as well. So the icon is going to be the bar chart. The index is going to be the third index. And we need one more additional tab item, which we change in the icon to be the person icon, and the text in here to be the profile. So we need to change the text over here to be the activity. There we go. So let's proceed to create the functionality with this on tab so you can switch between the pages, right? So below over here, I'll be creating a function, and this function is going to be named as on tabbed, right? So it's going to take in the index over here. So this function will be taking the index, and what we'll be doing within this function is we are going to set state. So this actually needs to be outside this widget. There we go. So in here we need to set state, right? We are going to change the pages. So we need to set state and assign our current index, the value of our index being passed in, right? And this will make it dynamic and switch between the pages. So on tab over here, we can return our function on tabbed, right? And we need to pass in the index. And remember, this widget requires the index, right? So we pass in the index, and this is going to be a callback function just like this. So let's save in the changes over here. And with the floating action button, we also need to call the same function and pass in the index, and the index is going to be a value of 2. So on tabbed, which require the index to be passing, and it's going to be 2. So let's save in the changes and give it a try. There we go. You can see it switches accordingly. The scan page, the activity page, the profile page. How cool is this? So this, you need to change it to 4, right? So it's running the activity page. There you go. The activity page, the scan page, mine card, and also the home page. So in today's episode, we'll be working on mine card page over here, right? So let's move into our mine card page over here. So let's check the UI over here. So we have an app bar with an icon and also the credit card information, the back of the credit card and also the front of the credit card. So let's start by giving this scaffold a background color, right? So it's going to be a white color. There you go. And the body of this scaffold is going to retain a single child scroll view with a column, right? And the column takes in the children. So let's first of all render the app bar first, right? And that's also found within the scaffold. So with the app bar, let's get rid of the constant here. With the app bar, let's specify the background color of this app bar to be white. And also the leading of this app bar is going to be an icon button, right? We want the outline version of this icon button with on press, and also we need the icon to be passed in, right? And the icon is going to be icon into bracket icons dot. The icon name is going to be arrow back iOS new, and we pass in the size of 20. So let's provide our cons value over here. So within the app bar, we need to provide a title. That's going to be a text of my card as seen on the page. So we need to render my card text widget over here. So let's start this title, right? So over here, we need to bold in the text, right? With the font weight of bold. Sorry, 500. That looks good. And I think that should be it. So within the column over here, that is in the children. So in here, you can specify a list of widgets, right? Where you are going to specify the credit card widget. So let's wrap the column in a padding widget. And this padding is going to affect all size, a value of 20. So within the column over here, we need to render the 2 cards. We have the back card and also the front card, right? So we already have the custom credit card created, and this basically returns the front card, right? So let's repeat 2 more of these and space out between them, right? So above here, I'll return a size box and provide a height of 20, and also I'll be providing a space in here as well, a value of 25. There we go. So when you check it, you can see the first card is the back card. So we need to create that card over there, right? So that's going to be the back card of the credit card. And it's going to be the front of the credit card as well. So for now, let's use this placeholder to return the card. So I'll be creating a stateless widget over here, and that's going to return the back card. And we return the back card over here. So this back card is going to return the container. And this container is going to have a height of 240. You can see it disappears. And so let's provide decoration to this container. So with the box decoration, you can set the border radius to be border radius dot circular and pass in a value of 20. You can also provide a color as well, so you can see it. So this color is going to be from the RGB. You pass in the alpha. That's how opacity you want. The red value is going to be 14. The green value is going to be 19. And the blue value is going to be 29. There we go, as you can see over there. So let's provide the contents on the card, right? So the child of this container is going to return a stack widget with the children. And over here, I'm going to position this widget, right? So the first widget is going to be the image. on the left side, right? So I'll access the image from my assets folder, and the name of the image is going to be the card design.png. So when saving the changes, you can see the image. So let's set the right of this to 0, the top to be 0, and also bottom of 0. There we go. So with this image over here, let's set the fit to be bossfit.cover. There we go. And also let's set the weight to be 160. It looks good. So below this position widget, we'll also be returning a column over here with the children. So in here we need to return the MasterCard symbol over here. So first of all, let's set the cross axis alignment over here to be cross axis alignment dot start, and set the main axis alignment to be main axis alignment dot space between. So within the column over here, we are going to return the MasterCard as shown on the UI, and we already have that implemented. So we are going to have a row over here with the children. So in here we actually have that custom card symbol created over here, right? So we basically return a row with 2 circular avatar, which we use the transform translate to overlap 2 circular avatars. So I'll just return this just like this. There you go. So let's wrap the column in a pattern, and this pattern is going to affect all size, a value of 16. That looks cool. So below this card symbol, we are going to render the card pin, right? So we'll be having an additional column, and we set a cross axis alignment to be at the start. So in here we are going to return a text that will display the card pin. So I'll do that over here. So let's proceed to start this test, right? So with the test tab, we can provide it a color, right? And the color is going to be a white color, and also provide a font size of 18. There we go. So we need one more additional test that renders this expiration date of the card, right? So in here we change the font size to be 14 and the color to be gray. So this column needs to be outside the row, so I'll place it over here. There we go. So we need one more additional text that renders the name. So let's proceed. So in here we need to change in the name to be Annabella Angela, and changing the font size to be 17, the color to be white, and saving the changes over here. Let's also provide a font weight. Font weight to be bold. There we go. So let's get rid of one more text over here, and we need to space out between these tests, right? So we need to get rid of these tests and bring it outside the column. That will space out. How cool is this? So we are basically done with the back of the credit card. So the front of the credit card is pretty much going to be the one we've created. We need to make some few modifications. So I'll bring in so in here we only need to change where the amount is to be the username. Alright, so I'll be repeating the same credit card widget we've just created. So to do that, first of all, let's create a button that will add a new card, right, and space out over here. So we are basically going to return a test button. So we want the outline version of this test button, a test button dot icon with press and also the label. And the label is going to be an icon. The icon is going to be the plus icon, so it's going to be the add icon. So we need to specify the icon in the label as well. So the label over here is going to be a test widget of add new card. So let's start this test. So let's give it a font size of 17, a font weight to be 600, as you can see over there. So let's start this test button, right? So we can use the elevator button to start from. So in here, let's provide it a border side. So with the border side, you can provide the color to be the gray color, right? So this is going to be a gray of 100. And also let's pass in a fixed size that takes in the size where we need to provide in the width and also the height. And the width is going to be the max final that will take the available width, and the height is going to be a value of 55 over here. There we go, it's taking shape. So the shape of this test button is going to be the rounded rectangular border. So over here you can specify the border radius. So it's going to be border radius the circular. Then we pass in a value of 12. There we go. And we need to change the background color of this button. That's going to be a gray color of 100. And also the foreground color is going to be a black color. There you go. How cool is this? So we are pretty much done with the card, the add card button over there. So I'll fix this one in with the const values. How cool is this? So we need to focus on the front of the credit card, right? So I'll be copying this credit card implementation over here. It's pretty much the same thing. We need to change in the amount over there to be the username, and below that is going to be an expiration date. That's what we'll be doing. So over here I'll be creating a front card over here. So let's render the front card instead of the credit card. There you go. And where we display the amount, so let's set the height to be 240. Good. So let's check where we display the amount and also show the entire credit card pin as well. So this is where we display the amount. So over here we are going to change in the name to be Annabella Angela, and below that is going to be the expiration date. So let's change the font size to be 17. So let's wrap this test in the column widget, right? So we want one more additional test to be below this test, right? So here we're changing the test to be the expiration test. That's going to be 9/23. Then we set a cross axis alignment of this to be cross axis alignment of start, and reduce the size of this test, and also change the color as well. Change the color to be gray and reduce the size to be 14. So let's center this test, right? So with the main axis alignment, you can use the main axis alignment of center. Now center the test. And that's basically it for the front of the credit card. So how cool is it? So we have our home page, we have our credit card page with a button. So see you in our next tutorial. Until then, stay tuned.